So how did I learn how to do that move? Let's talk about it. Hi, I am barely a millennial. You can call me Josie. I am new to the art of pole dancing and pole fitness. I've been doing it for about 6.5, 7 months, once a week for most of that time. And in the last 6 weeks, like 3 times a week, it's gotten kind of crazy. Now that move that you just saw me do there, it is an inverted move called a helicopter specifically. And I think they call it a helicopter because if you're on a spin pole and you're spinning, you kind of look like a helicopter with like your legs. As a woman who is fuller figured, I don't have as much upper body strength as I would like. I was still able to achieve an inversion, a proper inversion, with my hips coming up, my back and my spine, neutral, and my arms in the right position. So how? And I think it all comes down to technique. Obviously, I was not doing this straight out of the gate. My feet were firmly on the ground because I was a beginner, and I still am maybe a higher beginner and early intermediate, something like that. I always had a goal of going upside down because it looks so impressive, especially like the kinds of moves you could do when you were inverted. So this was on my bucket list from 6.5 months ago when I first started. I only started doing inversions like this, I'd say about a month to a month and a half ago. So, about 6 months into the journey, which is where I finally trusted myself to A, be able to hold my body weight for extended amount of time, and B, trust myself to know that I was not going to let go as soon as I leaned back into the inversion, leaned back and had my legs up like the helicopter position that you saw there. What I found the most useful to getting this move, I have been training my arms, and I've been training my arms a lot, just doing pole, right? So that's a lot of the pole ups, anything where you're holding the pole and you're physically pulling yourself up, amazing. I've been doing dead hangs on the pole. Those are really good because they get you used to holding your own body weight, and also it strengthens your grip, right? In a way that feels safe and natural because you are standing straight up, and at any point you can just put your feet down and you'll feel safe again. The third thing I started practicing was rocking my hips up higher in the tuck position. So if you're familiar with fan kick and the positioning for fan kick, you'd be standing on your pole like this, and you would be tucking your legs up to your chest as far as you can, essentially, and holding that. This is a really good core exercise, and you want to have a strong core for when you're trying to do inversions or helicopters, things of that nature, because the stronger your core is the easier it's going to be to curl up and then slowly curl your body down. This way, you're not having to jump up into it, and you're not just letting your body drop out of it. Because if you're doing that kind of stuff, if you're heavily relying on just the momentum and you're not training the actual muscle, you might become injured more easily. If your goal is to do that really cool inversion, that helicopter, just like you see in my video here, start training those arms. Do not ignore your pole conditioning classes. Some studios have the conditioning classes as like a separate class, which is really cool. I love that. My studio does that. And then some studios will have it built into every class. And we also do that too at the studio I attend. So we get like a lot of conditioning. Because again, you can't do cool tricks if the strength isn't there, because then it's just not safe. Don't rush it. Give yourself grace and know that with some conditioning, you can get there too, because I did it. So don't forget to like and subscribe. It's Barely a Millennial. I'll be sharing my pole journey, tips and tricks that helped me along the way, different conditioning exercises, cool moves that I've learned that maybe you can try too, and maybe we can just, help each other out a little bit.